guys, it's Joshy here, and I'm back with a Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield battle. Now finally, I know there's not many of them, and I'm going to try and push myself for more because I've gotten into it, and I'm going to try and get some theme teams and whatnot smashed out. But nonetheless, this one was against B-nard, Captain B-nard off Discord. I will link his video at the end of the video and down below. So if you'd like to check out, sorry, not just his video, his channel, I'm sure he'd really appreciate it. And he's got some great battles on there too. So anyway, he's going to lead off with his, yes, you read it right, Golem jokes, Colossal. And I'm going to lead off with my Roserade. Now, the only problem with this I had was I was like, you know what? Do I swap, do I not? And I thought, look, in the end, I know I can get a decent Giga Drain off. If I'm lucky and he's running a special set, which I highly doubt, I can probably get a decent hit on him. But as I said, I highly doubt it. But I can still, I mean, I can live because I'm Assault Vested. But if I get a decent hit off at least to start with the Giga Drain outspeeding him, which I expect to do, at least then my next Pokemon should be able to do something about it. So he's going to come out with a Flare Blitz, and I'm like, look, I'm dead. But the recoil is going to do some good work on him. And realistically, I didn't want to bring anybody else into that Flare Blitz, and I don't think I had the right Pokemon to do so anyway. The other thing was, as well, I thought he may be going to set up rocks. Now, here I was trying to decide who I wanted to bring in. I thought I could try and bring in Trevenant, but I don't know if I will live an attack, and I'm not sure even as a Dynamax if a Power-Up Punch would kill him. So I'm umming and ahhing at this point between him, and then I thought maybe Goodra would be a better one because I've got Curse and I'm already defensive. He'll probably stick around for a little bit and give me a chance to set up. So trying to decide between the two, I ended up picking Goodra. So I lead off with my Goodra. Now, as I said, this is a Curse Goodra set, and a lot of people don't expect it. More people expect either a special attacking or even an Assault Vested one. So it does alright, you know. So I thought, well, what do I want to hit him with? You know, made up my mind now. I was just waiting for his choice. Now, the thing with this Goodra, I was hoping I could get at least a couple of boosts off. I'm fine with being outsped because after a couple of curses, I'm fairly bulky. Goodra's got decent bulk, so a couple of curses and the right IVs invested, you can tank most hits of at least a 3-hit KO or more. So we're going to get a Stone Edge, and I was like, okay, this is where I'm going to start to worry because my luck more often than not is a critical hit. So I was thinking, oh, I might go for a Breaking Swipe because that way, at least carrying the Breaking Swipe with it, I have a stab attack, but he'll probably still live being a Colossal with only one boost, but I can drop his attack. So providing he doesn't go and get a crit, I'm going to live a lot easier. So that's why I like now adding Breaking Swipe to this set, because I can make it a bit better. Now he's sitting on red HP, I thought this thing's going to be wanting to stick around for a bit. So I got hit with the Rocky Helmet, so I was like, okay. Then he sets up rocks. My literal arch nemesis, Entry Hazards. I hate him. Anyway, so I thought, well, I could kill him now, but saying like he'll stick around, I'm going to go for another Curse, get another setup, and then I'll be hitting at least harder. I've got natural bulk in special defense, so whatever comes in, as long as I'm high enough HP, I should be able to do a bit of damage. So I'm getting the boost off, looking at it, I'm like, come on, don't crit, don't crit. He actually misses, and I thought that's even better because that opens me up. And I thought, oh, actually, do I or do I not go for another Curse? And this is where I really thought, do I play the game or do I play my luck? It's hard to decide, really. And in the end, I gave in and went for Rest because I thought, knowing my luck, I'm about to be critted and killed, or I'll go for another Curse and get outsped. So I don't know, look, I was glad with this decision, but at the same time I would like to have possibly gone for another Curse. So he's going to go for the Earthquake now, so I thought I didn't even have to stress about that because he really didn't want to miss and just wanted to try and wear me down. Also expecting to be taken out at this stage, and I can understand that. The other problem is now that I've chewed up my Chesto Berry, I've got to look at the fact that now I'm not going to be I can't go back to sleep because something that comes in, and I know he has a couple that probably could be a 3-hit KO, so I can't get it to work. Because I run the Resto Chesto with Curse, Breaking Swipe, and Iron Tail, I'm not running that Sleep Talk, so I can't attack while I'm asleep. So now I thought, oh well, I'll just take him out with the Breaking Swipe this stage. That way, you know, I just have to take him out, and at least Breaking Swipe is 100% accurate. So he does get a hit off now because I am finally slower than him, but it's doing so little I'm not really stressed out. So anyway, smacking with that Breaking Swipe, that was great. takes me down to about half HP, just under with the Rocky Helmet, but I am still happy with what's going on. So I was like, let's see what he brings in now. There's a couple on his team I generally want to get rid of, and you'll see which ones I mean. So here I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well here comes in Slimer, which is his Goodra, and I know a Goodra more often than not can be assault bested, so I thought, you know what? This thing could be bulky, it could be problematic, and it could be problematic for some of the rest of my team. So I thought, if I Dynamax here, I should be able to get 2 KOs with him, really putting a dent in the start of his team. If I can get him down to only 3 Pokemon left, I should have a decent edge. So I went for the Dynamax. Yes, love the Pokeball on that. And, you know, I'm going to be a big, scary, bulky baby. Look at him. He's so cute. I think he's so cute in Dynamax, don't you? Look at him. But anyway, so that's going to give me up to 188 HP. So that's pretty much where I was starting. So he's going to go for a Draco Meteor. And he misses, which is even better, because I think I would have lived that nonetheless. But it would have put me in a very dangerous spot. So if I didn't waste my Resto Chesto earlier and saved it till now, I could have Resto Chestoed after that and then had full HP with a less offensive Goodra. But that miss really helped. So I thought, okay, well, what's next? And next comes in, Dairy Queen. And I was like, okay, cool. So we've got a Snow Warning. Now, I very rarely expect not to see a Snow Warning with a Ninetales. So I'm like, okay, well, what am I expecting? I'm going to go for the Max Steel Strike. I was thinking of going for a Max Guard to, be able to waste out his Hail. But nonetheless, I'm just going to go for a thought, good, get rid of this thing already. And of course it has a Focus Sash. So I thought, I was really thinking here. I was like, what do I want to go with right now? Because I'm dead to one more hit. But do I want to go for a Max Guard right now and screw around with his Hail turns and then waste it out? So I was thinking about it and I thought, you know what? There's no use returning this guy. So I'm just going to go for the attack, hoping maybe he predicts that Max Guard and goes for a Aura Veil. But he doesn't, and he does take me out. But nonetheless, I'm down 2. He's almost down 3. So I'm feeling not pretty confident, but pretty happy with the start of that. I would have liked to have taken Dairy Queen out. If anybody else came in against me, I think I could have done okay. So anyway, I'm going to bring in my Gigalith here. Now this is a Gigalith with Sandstream, but the good thing about that is, now this thing, if it stays in, no matter what happens, it's dead. If it swaps out, I get a free hit on anything else. So I was looking at his team and I went, what's he got? Okay, and I thought, you know what's probably going to come in is the Drifloon, Drifloon, because if I'm going for an attack, I would expect the other person to go for an Earthquake. I'd be surprised if he's not carrying it, because it's 100% crit. So I was thinking but this is from me knowing my own set. If it's the other way around, you go, oh, well, I don't want to bring in a Drifloon because it's rock. So he brings in his Hypnotoad, which is a pretty cool name, his Seismitoad. But I'm glad I went for that Throat Chop. As much as it's not super effective, I have at least been able to do a decent hit on this Hypnotoad. So I thought, okay, I can attack again, but my only stab move is not very effective. And I feel like this guy's probably going to be a physical baby. So I'm like, okay, well, Earthquake's my best move. But from the damage that Throat Chop did, it's going to be 3 turns to kill him, and I don't like that. So I thought he's probably going to go for a water move, so I'm probably best swapping into Trevenant here. So I'm going to do exactly that, obviously. And I'm like, I can easily take this hit, and I can easily get recovery. So Trevenant comes in. I really like this set. I'm max speed, max attack, and I have a Power-Up Punch, which is an egg move from the last generation, Shadow Claw, Horn Leech, and then Protect with a Citrus Berry. The good thing about that is I also have the ability Harvest, which means there's a chance that I will reharvest my berry and then be able to use the Citrus Berry. Again, repeated. In Sunshine, the rate is boosted. So here I'm just going to go for the Horn Leech. Stays in, I get a good hit, and he's dead. Swaps out, I get a good hit on anyone. If it's he's probably not going to swap into his Dairy Queen at this point, because Dairy Queen does mean that he does die at the end of the turn. Well, straight away, actually, as long as I attack. So he swapped into Drifloon. I'm still happy I went for the Horn Leech because nonetheless I do get that decent bit of recovery there. Enough to keep me out of the Citrus Berry range just yet. So I thought, you know, realistically, I'm going to outspeed this thing. And I'm max attack. I'm probably going to do good damage with Shadow Claw, if not take him out. I don't think he'll take me out at this stage, but I'm expecting good things. So, just waiting for sorry, I read Joey then, that's the name of his balloon. Ask Joey Fontaine if you want to know why. But waiting for his decision. I do kill him, but he has got the Aftermath ability, which is a pretty cool ability if you ask me. I think it's a cool way to use a Pokemon that is useless at stages to cause chip damage, if not a death. And especially if you can swap it in against someone who's, you know, really buffed up but low HP. So I get hit there, I don't get my berry back, so I was like, oh, okay. This is why this boy carries our move. So I'm just waiting for the decision. I was like, look, I'm probably expecting Dairy Queen, and I was correct because I know which last Pokemon he has, and I know how I wanted to deal with. So anyway, we get the Snow Warning, and I was like, look, I'm going to take damage for Hail, which is going to knock me under half, but I really want to get the Harvest if I can to get myself higher, or if I'm just not under half, then I've got the berry ready for later. Either way, if I swap out after using my berry, I do not believe, and I'm like pretty adamant, you will not get your Harvest to activate when you come back out because you haven't had a berry used. So here I was like, look, I don't mind whatever he uses. I generally don't want Aura Veil, but if he goes for Aura Veil, then, you know. But I don't think he's going to risk going for an Aura Veil because if he does, he's really running the chance that he's going to lose this guy now, which could set him up for the next few, but it's pretty risky. He's most likely best off just trying to take me out if he can, and then, because once Trevenant's gone, it's really the only thing blocking him at this stage completely. So that was what I was banking on, is that Mind Thought. Brainwave? Anyway, I was correct, goes for the Blizzard. I was like, please, come on, activate, come on. Gets hit by the Hail. I stay above half, and the Harvest activates. So I'm like, sweet, okay, now I can swap out and play the safe game. So I'm going to actually swap straight into Gigalith, because thanks to Assault Vest and Sandstorm, I'm going to take pretty minimal damage if he does hit me with a Blizzard. But I'm also going to do the other way around, and I am going to cause decent damage to this thing in terms of Sandstorm, and by decent I mean tiny bit, but it will take out this Ninetales straight after this turn. So all I have to do is make a trade-off for a bit of damage, but knowing it's a special attacker, I was actually also hoping that Blizzard would do minimal, would miss because it's no longer hailing, but nonetheless it works out. So I've got him down to 2, and I'm like, sweet, okay. And this is where I kind of had a bit of a brain fart, but is it really a battle with me without a brain fart? And you'll see what I mean. So, I mean, this is also where I think on my own terms, like, what does everybody else use and how does it work? So, we get the Hitmonlee coming in. And what do you see with the Hitmonlee? Unburden, normal gem, fake out. And idiot me went for the Earthquake. I was thinking earlier, I can make a safe swap in here to the fake out onto Trevenant if I keep him alive. And then I completely forgot here. And this was really my letdown, generally, because I thought, this thing's generally fast, but he can't do too much to touch Trevenant in general. And if I did swap Trevenant in this turn, he would have got a little bit of damage and then been able to pop his Citrus Berry. So I should have been able to be alright. And I do not believe the normal gem would activate it without being able to hit me. So I'm like, okay, well, he's going to go for a close combat here. Again, could have swapped. But I was just playing the game. So I thought, let's see what happens. And this is the other thing as well. I probably need to do more battles in Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. Gosh. Because as much as I Dynamax, I forget other people can Dynamax. And, you know, I mean, late game Dynamax is a great thing. I mean, I had a good early game Dynamax, so I'm not unhappy about that. But we're going to get hit here with the close combat. Again, I could have made a safe swap and generally been fine. But there you go. So that's going to, you know, not work out in my favour. And I'm going down, so this is a point where I'm like, I don't know what I can do. So I thought, I'm going to swap in here. I'm going to swap into my SwSh. And if I swapped into my Trevenant, I probably could have ran him a bit longer. So I thought, oh well, I'm going to go for it. I forgot that my SwSh actually doesn't get hurt by entry hazards, thanks to Magic Guard. But he's going to pull out the Throat Chop, which obviously you want to carry, and it's just going to be too strong for SwSh. I would have been best swapping that in to the close combat even, but I needed to get the Trick Room off for his set to work. So I thought, alright, Behemoth should hopefully just leave the Throat Chop here, and I should be able to do alright. If being analytic, I should cause a heap of damage here. And that was my thought process anyway. If I could have got a Cosmic Power or 2 off, that would have been cool as well. And with him having a drop defense due to close combat, that's good. And because he's got Unburden, I'm not expecting a swap at any stage. But again, I spent less time thinking about my moves and more time rushing through it. But as well, you got to remember at this stage, we have right now 4 minutes left of this battle pretty much. 4 to 5 minutes. So when it gets to this stage of the timer, you spend less time thinking and more time just trying to play it, because that timer at 20 minutes ticks down. But nonetheless, he outplayed me. I'm not trying to undermine him. Really, I'm just pointing out my stupidity sometimes. I wish I made that swap with Trevenant so much. 2 turns later and I'm thinking about hating myself. But I'm going to get here Max Darkness. I'm like, come on, come on, come on. But I'm not enough. If I was a max defensive Behemoth, I could, but I believe I've got split between my defenses and special attacks. So the Sandstorm's going to subside here. I have done a little bit of damage to him from the Sandstorm, and that's literally it. So I can swap in my Trevenant here at the end, but I'm like, look, if I swapped into Trevenant earlier and then maybe went for something, I could have made a hit. He could have been dropped. I could have protected and wasted out. If I wasted out his Dynamax as well, I would have survived a Throat Chop with Behemoth. I would have. So realistically, he played this end of the game so well. So really, both our Dynamaxing was done really in good point. That ended up playing us both to a favourite. And he's going to take the win there. Really 2-0, but generally that Seismitoad against my last 3 had nothing. We all would have probably done well against him. So I do lose that one there, but it was a lot closer to me than 2-0. And even B-nard said he felt like that it was a really good battle. So if you guys did enjoy that battle at all, I think we're going to... what are we going to do? We should... Breaking swipe that like button. Don't forget Discord, Twitch, and Twitter are linked below. A lot more happening on Twitch every week, nearly. I'm trying to do a lot more. Don't forget as well, use that comment section if you'd like. I like hearing from you guys, including suggestions on Pokemon you'd like to see or theme teams. I'm really trying to smash a couple of them out. And finally, guys, if you'd like to show support and sub, or if you're already subbed or would like to while subbing, ring that bell so you get the updates when my uploads go live. That'd be amazing too. But anyway, guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.